So, Jim, everybody's talking about The Rock and whether or not his absence was a downer on WrestleMania. It seems almost unanimous that when Travis Scott came down, since Travis Scott and The Rock were first involved with Cody's heel turn, they expected him to be there in the main event. And most fans walked away feeling disappointed. Pat McAfee actually discussed this on Monday after WrestleMania. And on Tuesday, The Rock joined him and basically said, "No, I never planned to be there. I watched at home from the couch."
Hmm.
What do you make of this? The idea that it feels like there's some who done it. Maybe The Rock is like, "Hey, this is Triple H's show now," and I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic right now in WWE. Did you expect The Rock at WrestleMania? I think most fans did.
I did not. I did not. I had no. Uh, I had no thoughts that it was going to happen. I've been happy if it did. I had no issues if it did. But there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, to Conrad. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen in that scenario, quite frankly. And you know, it it didn't affect me, yay or nay. It didn't affect me, yay or nay. And I know Rock as well as anybody. I signed the guy. He was one of my star recruits back in the day. So, uh, but I don't. I was kind of nonplussed by it. I didn't expect him to be there. But then again, maybe I should have expected him to be there. It just didn't seem like it made a lot of sense, yay or nay, that he would be a part of WrestleMania. I think we were spoiled a little bit, quite frankly.
Do you think that this could eventually lead to The Rock perhaps being in a tag match and Triple H being in a tag match across the ring from him? Or is this just a real life political gamesmanship playing itself out in front of the camera?
Maybe the latter. Maybe the latter. It didn't bother me, yay or nay. It was. It's not that. I don't want to say it's not that big a deal. Rock's a big deal in any format, in any scenario. Uh, but I never had any expectations that Rock was going to be a part of the whole promotion. I had nothing to lead me to that concept that it was going to be there. It was anytime the Rock is going to be involved, it's going to add to the presentation, without question. So, but I don't think it was a deal breaker, yay or nay, quite frankly.
We'll see what happens next. I do think there's some fans who were disappointed and upset by that. But if it is political gamesmanship, it makes me wonder if there's more to the statement that The Rock had on Pat McAfee's show. He was pretty pointed in the way he was describing what happened. And then when our friend of the show, Dave LaGreca from Busted Open, they do a fabulous job there on Sirius XM. Well, Dave reacted to what The Rock said on the Pat McAfee show, and Dave had a meltdown. And as a listener, we love those classic LaGreca meltdowns. But The Rock actually took to social media and did something I've never seen before, Jim. He wrote, "Hi, Dave. The business is a complete work. Always has been, always will be. Every aspect of it, every match, every interview. Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, and the rest for our creative discussion so you can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy, my friend. Enjoy the show. P.S. Tell Bubba I have Grand Marnier and hush puppies for all of us." I appreciate the shout out to Bubba, but what do you make of this? Having a talent come out and say, "Hey, the business is a complete work. Every aspect about it, every match, every interview." This is a weird statement, Jim.
Yeah, it is. It's a little awkward, to be honest with you. A little awkward, to be quite frank about it. Uh, well, hey, it's one of those deals got to play out, Conrad. I don't know where it's headed. I don't know if any of us know where it's headed. But time will tell. Time will tell without question. So and I'm anxious to go along for the ride. No problem with me on that end.
It will be interesting to see what happens next, because since WWE has announced they're doing a writer's room show, it's called WWE Unreal, and Triple H is promoting it in the trailer as saying they're going to pull back the curtain and actually show us what's happening in the writer's room and behind the scenes as they're delivering some of these plans and ideas to the talent. And it makes me wonder, is that what this Rock Triple H thing is headed towards? We're making everyone feel like, oh, this isn't supposed to happen, but then they deliver it. If that's the angle, I think it's genius. But what do you think of them doing a writer show? It'll be on Netflix this summer. It's called WWE Unreal, and we'll see what's happening in the writer's room. What do you make of that as a traditionalist in wrestling?
Interesting concept. I'm willing to play along with it and see how it evolves, and what the plans are, how it will end up, what the end game would be. So, time will tell. Time will tell. I know that's that's a kind of a stock answer, but it is what it is, Connie. Hell, we don't know where it's going, and I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for what it's worth on how that's going to work out. So, but I'm a fan of the unknown. I'm a fan of the unpredictable, and certainly this is one of those unpredictable elements that we can all kind of play along with if we choose to. And I choose to play along with it and see how it's going to work out.
It is going to work out. The WWE's business is just rock solid right now. They're making more money than ever. I'm sure that train will continue. And it's business as usual for AEW too. I do want to talk about some news and notes over there. Since you and I have clicked record, not only did we mention that Arena Mexico sold out almost immediately for AEW Dynamite there, but another piece of news that's happened since you and I got together is that Josh Alexander is now officially a part of the AEW roster. He is indeed All Elite, the former Impact Heavyweight Champion. He had quite a run there as their top dog. Before that, he was part of a fabulous tag team with Ethan Page called The North. I'm a big fan of Josh Alexander. He seems old school. He seems like your kind of guy. Are you pumped that Josh Alexander is inside the tent of AEW now?
Yeah, I think he's a talented guy, and I think it's well, let's wait to see how it plays out. Sometimes the biggest issues that we have as aficionados of pro wrestling is how things are going to end up. We have to have more patience, and I think patience is something that we can't over speak enough. And it's just important that we have patience, and I'm anxious to see how it all plays out. It's just we don't know how it's going to play out. Josh Alexander's a talented kid, so we'll just have to kind of play it by ear, as they say.